Today, we're diving into performative mom culture, that pressure to look like we have it all together, to curate the perfect moments, and to present motherhood in a way that often doesn't match the messy, beautiful reality. Social media has created this expectation that every mom should be effortless, effortlessly creative, patient, organized, and glowing all the time. But behind the scenes, most of us are just trying to keep up and do our best. So, in this episode, we want to unpack where this pressure comes from, how it affects our confidence and mental health, and what it truly means to show up authentically as modern moms. We read the books, we bought the things. We thought we were ready. And then life took our plans and changed them. I'm Karen, I'm Victoria's mommy, and I work in tech.
And I'm Pamela. I have a baby boy named Ford, and I'm a journalist. And although we're both first-time working moms, we're actually pretty different.
And that's totally okay. Because we both agree that our most important work is raising our kids. We really need each other and can only get through this together. Welcome to Motherish Moments.
Hi. Welcome to Motherish. I missed you.
Yes, me too. I am here freezing at my new 41
Which is
years
so
of age.
weird.
This is
You're
not
always
normal.
hot.
I know, I'm always hot, but I think I'm now just blaming everything on perimenopause.
After
I
40.
have self-diagnosed.
I know. I read this meme. It's like after 40, blame everything on perimenopause. You're in a
Everything.
bad mood, perimenopause. You have a bad
No,
hair day,
but literally at
perimenopause.
home, like lately, it is true. Like, I mean, it is not. I don't know if it's true or not, but it is true that lately, I've been experiencing things that are a little bit different. And for example, I've been having these I've been experiencing. Oh God, TMI here, but also who cares? I've been experiencing, I guess, PMS, right? Like where you get into a mood or whatever before your period, and have all these symptoms, which I never had any symptoms. I literally would never know. Like I'd be like, oh yeah, I got my period. Like never had any symptoms at all. Now I have all the symptoms. And it's so strange. And so of course, every time I say something about it, or if I'm kind of super emotional, I have felt this where I'm very emotional and I can't control it. And I don't like it. And I'm I'm feeling very down. And I'm like, but there's nothing to be down about. I don't know why I feel this way. And my mom goes, Karen, las hormonas. Karen, son las hormonas. No, es que son las hormonas. No,
Sí,
las
I know,
hormonas. And I'm
I
like,
know.
okay.
I do feel instead of the change for me has been that I feel like everything's magnified. Like I'm crazier. Like I'm moodier. Like I'm everything's more intense. I don't know.
Maybe
It's that's related, but
I don't know.
So why don't we start with our mother's moment?
Go for it.
I have one because it just happened a few minutes ago. I was driving Ford to school, and we have these conversations in the morning, and he's been watching the show on Netflix called The Investigators. It's probably for older kids, but I saw it. I like it. It's a group of children in school, so based on an academic or school setting, they're investigating mysteries, and they give a lot of fun facts. So this morning he's like, Mom, guess what? I go, what? He goes, a long, 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 long time ago in 1982, there was no internet. I was like, excuse me? Yeah. Can you imagine? I go, first of all, do you even know what internet is? I don't know if he was the Wi-Fi when we connect for our tablets, whatever. So he actually had a very good answer to it.
Yeah.
But then I told him, did you know that mommy was born around that time? And he was like,
I'm dead with you being around that time.
I know, I refuse to reveal the year. But he's like, what?
At some point
He was startled. He was like, what? You were born and there was no internet?
Yeah.
And it was a long, 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 long time ago too? I go, yeah, baby. A long time ago. But it's funny. But that also reminded me, we've lived through some serious transformational stuff,
We
right?
are the most transformative generation.
So then I went into this, I'm back then we didn't even have these phones and cell phones. And he was like, I think when you see it from that perspective and you start seeing it out loud, everything that we have witnessed and the evolution.
I find it so fascinating, by the way, this whole thing.
Crazy, right?
I love it. Yeah.
So in conclusion, I was born a long, long, long time ago.
Back
in the day when there was no internet, and I don't know. It was really
hilarious.
cute. It was so cute.
In 1982. What?
I was actually surprised that he remembered the year they mentioned.
Yeah.
And I don't know in what context they had mentioned this in the show, but
I can't believe the show said it
was
was
funny.
a long time ago.
I know. So he
Who
must have gotten
who
it from
wrote
the
that show?
Who wrote
We need to
that
talk to your
script?
manager.
Gen Z for sure.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, what's your motherish?
My motherish moment. So my birthday just passed, and it was super cute because the day before my birthday, Victoria spent some time with my brother and with his wife, with Leslie, and they took her to work on the birthday surprise.
That's cute.
Which was so like, first of all, how amazing for them to spend that time together. How amazing for like that
By the
whole
way,
thing to
siblings
happen.
and spouses, whatever, pay attention, listen up, because these are the
Yeah.
things that make a huge difference. And I feel my sister did it one time. I think my first Mother's Day.
Yeah.
She never did it again. But
Paloma.
I'm just saying, take note,
Paloma.
guys. It is. It's beautiful.
So because I'm not gonna be like, hey Victoria, do you want to prepare something for my birthday? Like, no. So they took her to like the dollar store. They took her to get a cake, and then she got back to the house, and then she kicked me out and then told me I had to be in the backyard. She goes, take something so you can feel cozy for a long time. Okay. So I went back there, and she decorated my room with my brother and his wife with balloons and confetti everywhere. Confetti everywhere. And she got me a gift and a card, and she was just so excited, and it was so beautiful. That was the night before my birthday. The morning of my birthday, we woke up 6:30 in the morning, and she was like, Mama, it's your birthday. And I was like, yes, baby, it's also 6 in the morning. But it was so sweet, and we had like, I don't know, it was nice to see her a little bit older and excited
and involved.
But it makes me a little bit nervous for I've been thinking a lot about the holidays, and I'm like, how much longer do we have of Santa and all of these things? Because the other day she asked me out of nowhere, she goes, Mommy, you know when you used to do these Christmas parties at the house? I'm like, yeah. She goes, who was that Santa? Tell me. Who was he? And I'm like, a helper of Santa. She's like, but how does this work? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not ready to let go.
The magic is so beautiful. The other night we wrote, and I was going to say this for another mother's moment. I'll give the details maybe in another moment. But Ford wrote his Santa letter.
Yeah.
And then he had the idea of like folding the letter, putting it into like his stocking under the chimney. And then he was going to come one of these nights to take the letter.
Yeah.
So of course I'm like, well, we're starting this already. So of course the letter mysteriously like disappeared. But of course he made a mess in the living room, and it was like, there's a production behind it.
Yeah, I love it. That's how it should be.
Right? But his face, and I feel like crying just thinking about it. He woke him up because we were in a rush. I was out the door and I was about to leave, and he goes, Mom, you think he took the letter tonight? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Can you hurry up? Like, I was annoyed about it. Like, obviously I knew because I woke up. I mean, someone woke up at midnight and did it. And he came back. He's like, Mom. And he grabbed my hand and he pulled me over to see, and he was gone. So I was like, oh, it was so funny. I'll just share the moment now because it was so funny. So I gave him this big speech about, tell me if you do this, that Santa doesn't bring money. Like, he's not allowed to bring money as gifts.
I haven't even had this conversation.
Right? Because somebody, he's like, oh, because he's like, why can I ask for $1 million? You know?
Oh, God.
I was like, okay, well, Santa doesn't, because.
No, Victoria circled the entire Target catalog, like, for what she wants for Santa. Like, from Santa.
We had a catalog, and he lost the catalog, and he was like devastated because he had circled all the gifts he wanted already, and that was like a big thing. So I'm like, it's okay, baby, let's just sit and think about 10 things you want. Started with 5, now he has 10. And at the beginning it was like so easy. It was like a Lego car, a Lego whatever, a brown dinosaur, really cute simple things. And then like through this like curveball, like number 7 was like, I got it. He's like, how about a ticket to the Disney cruise?
Oh.
I was like, I don't know if he could give us a ticket to the. He's like, yeah, like, I know he can't give me the cruise, but he gives me the ticket.
Can't give me the whole cruise, but
the ticket where I could actually get on the cruise with the ticket. And I was like, it's pretty creative. I'm like, could be. I don't know, baby.
I want the same thing. Can Santa? I want that
right?
from Santa too.
So I know it was like the year that he was like, I just want a really big backyard with a big playground and a big pool. I'm like, yeah, that's my wish list.
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
That's
You're like, same.
That's my Santa. But it's cute. I am praying that this magic lives, for a little bit longer. because I enjoy it. You realize
Right.
that it's for us. It's for us
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And
But the magic doesn't have to go away once they start getting facts, you know? It can still feel magical.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
because even
absolutely.
for me, obviously, like, I still don't know how it works, but I still feel the magic.
Yeah, no, it's different. It's definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's talk about today's topic, which is this performative mom culture, right? Like the pressure. And I think we've been in it long enough
Yeah.
where we know the balance,
Yeah.
but there's still a little bit of pressure. And I feel like there's a lot of like, and it goes through stages. It's about the fact that moms feel the pressure, especially like if you're creating content, if you're sharing some stuff on social media, or even if you don't share, if you're not a content creator, but you are sharing, right? Because even moms that I know from school that have private accounts,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know that they feel like the pressure of like
Yeah.
looking like their kids are all put together, like they're all put together, like they're having these cute family moments. So, do you think it's in our DNA now? Like we have kind of grown into this to like be part of our day to
Um,
day. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I don't know, 10 years ago, I don't think it would be like, oh,
I was.
did I wear this already? Is it on Instagram already? You know what I mean? Now that I
Yeah.
consider it, I'm just thinking out loud. Like
I was
there's a
caught
lot
up.
more thinking behind it, more
Yeah.
planning.
I was caught up in what you're saying. Like I was caught up in that for a while. But I have since then like really removed myself from that. Like I don't think about it like that anymore. Of like specifically around the mom side and the motherhood side of things. I'm like, you know, I'm laughing because like you're saying like having their kids put together or whatever. Like recently, I had to go to the mall for something, and Victoria had been, it was like a Saturday, and Victoria was still wearing, she likes to wear my t shirts as her pajamas, which I'm like, I'm into it. I'm like, cool, I like it. And she was like, Mommy, I want to wear your t shirt to the mall. And I was like, cool. Okay. I was like, put some shorts
But
underneath.
Victoria's always been very creative and very
She's
herself
wearing
when
an
it comes to
adult
like
t
picking
shirt. An
her
adult
clothes. Like
t-shirt.
she's always
Yeah.
had
Yeah, but she's
been
wearing
very
an adult
strong-willed with
like
that.
I'm just thinking about like any parent who would or a mom, let's just go with moms, who would have seen my child in a adult t-shirt down to her knees with her hair being her hair and she was scarfing down one of those like cups of like strawberries where they put the chocolate on it or whatever, bah, eating like that. And I was like looking at her and I was like, you know what? Good for you. Like, be
Do
free,
you
be
feel
happy.
that sometimes moms are feel more judged based on their children? Like they're more careful. Like I feel, and I'm being honest, like I'm being vulnerable. I feel like sometimes I'm more aware. Like I could care, like not that I don't care, but I'm gonna say like I have no makeup. Like let's say I'm like a little bit of a mess. Like it's fine. I feel like people actually appreciate that,
Yeah.
and they relate to that a lot more. But I'm very conscious of like, okay, I don't want for like saying un disparate or doing something. Like I'm
Yeah,
more
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and I'll
You've
see like,
always felt like this is the thing though for you.
yeah,
This has
I don't.
always been a
I've
thing for
always
you.
been more careful of like what I'm sharing with Ford because I feel like moms get more judged on what their child is doing than on what they're actually doing themselves.
Um, I don't know. Pam, for real, like I think after the last like year and a half or so, like I'm so aware that I'm in no place to judge anyone. Because the way I could have and probably have been judged left and right for many of my decisions or the way that I've carried myself or the way that I've done things, I literally and the truth is that nobody actually knows what what it was like to walk in that path, that I'm just kind of like, if your kid is, I always start off with like the premise that children, like we forget, children are human.
Yeah.
They are human beings and they have off days and they have impulsive reactions that we still have as adults. And so I tend to be very, like, I don't know what it's like to be in your shoes. Who am I to say, you
Yeah.
know?
Having said that, I also love that the things I love about Ford are so authentically him. Like he's like the other day I posted a video of him like riding bike like really fast. Like
Yeah.
he's fun, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he's fun. So I share those things because I feel like they bring me so much joy that I'm hoping they bring other people joy. Like the simple things in life are like the things that really man. I sound so cheesy saying it, but
Hey, granola.
I know, but like him like going like at a park, like him like riding his bike, him like jumping in the water. Those things are like I look at him, I'm like I love
He's really
that I
having fun.
get to be
Yeah.
your mom, that I'm raising someone who's like generally like having a blast and that loves lives and is like and giggles and laughs really loud
Yeah.
and like and he like laughs at silly things. Like the other day his brother had like a potatoes and mustache. He thought it was the funniest thing ever and he was just laughing. So I feel like those moments people connect to, but I also like to share because I generally am so happy in the moment that like this brought me so much joy. I'm hoping it brings joy to the people. And like
Yeah.
the reaction is that like people
Yeah,
are like,
yeah.
oh my God, this is like he's so good at riding the bike, or he looks like he's having you know, so much fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just love capturing. It's hard to capture them, you know what I mean? Like I wish the other day Ford had a show and tell in school, and he asked me he wanted to do the day we went swimming with the stingrays. So the teacher sent me the video, and you know he's explaining to his classmate what he did, and then at the end he gets to pick two questions from the class, and one of the little girls was like, you know, why was someone recording that? Like, who was recording that? Why did they record you touching a stingray? And he was like, I don't know. Like, he kind of didn't know. And then the teacher's like, well, because this is it was like an adventure you want to capture. She goes, yeah. My mom says she likes like, and then she said something like, to make memories. Like, we want to look at memories.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So I'm like, the speech, because it's true. Sometimes be like, delete it. I don't want the pictures. I'm like, Ford, when you're older,
Yeah.
like just like right now, he loves to watch baby videos or like even babies, like videos of me in the hospital with him. I'm like, we get a chance to relive those moments. We get a chance to see them because we capture them. Like,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And in the future, when you're older, you're going to want to see yourself riding bike at this age or like learning to do something cool or like playing soccer. So we're only doing it because we want to be able to have those memories. And I think about your home videos and what a blessing to have that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's amazing.
I don't have, my sister and I remember like, what happened? Like, did mom not have a camera? Did they steal it? Did they lose it
it's
during
crazy
the move?
because there's this whole like thing about because in that época, in that era, like it was a very long time ago
in the 80s.
the 80s and the 90s. It was a lot of times it was the dads. It was usually the dads that are going around with the big camera or whatever. And my dad
because it was heavy.
Yeah, and then well, I mean, eventually, very quickly it became smaller. Very quickly, technology evolved, obviously, in the late 80s and the early 90s to smaller cameras, different size cassettes. Whoa. But what's it called? Yeah, like my dad has like hours and hours of footage. And now when we look back on it, I'm like, man, Dad, you were really committed to just like sitting there. And you see my mom visibly annoyed with him, like in those moments, because I think about it from that lens too. I would be like, you know, if I'm there doing the
like, mueve esa
laundry
cámara,
list,
esa cámara, yes.
yeah, like the invisible load of motherhood, which my mom was clearly in with all of that, and my dad's there like, hey, what are you doing? And my mom looking like exhausted, like a mom or whatever. He's like zooming in and shit. I'd be mad at him too, but now I'm like, but also thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being such a pain.
Yes. That's why that reel of please, they remind people when the mom is doing something, someone please like grab the phone, record it.
I saw a reel the other day.
Try to get it. No one's recording us. And now that we want to be like, we want the memories too. We want to be able to look back and think of us, what we were doing with our children.
I saw a reel the other day. I was dying laughing. This girl was like recording myself doing cutesy things so that they have something to play at my funeral since my husband's not going to do it. And I was like, damn. And she's like, it was very like documentary, like Selena style, like hey guys, I'm just laughing. I was like,
did you see the one that is like, okay, this is what my husband hears when I'm telling him to take a picture of me? And it was like all the things are like, okay, make sure you get the garbage, not me, get the garbage. Okay, make sure you cut off at least like 1/4 of my head. Is all these things is like, it's crazy.
Anyway,
question, now that you're creating more content for yourself, what advice do you have for people who are trying to find the courage to do it? Because a lot of things, for example, one of my makeup artists who's amazing, you use her Julie, talented, so sweet, such a good person. But there's a struggle behind, like, I don't know when, you know, like, it's finding the courage to take the first step to be like, okay, I want to share my art with everybody else. One, because this is what I'm passionate about and because what I love and this is what I do. And number two is because I feel like it could really make a difference, right? Like in her livelihood and her lifestyle. Like I just think it would be dramatically beneficial for her and her business. But a lot of people are very self-conscious.
Yeah,
They're very
it's
afraid.
very common.
They're very, they overthink things too much. So again, from a personal perspective, now that you're in that space also, but also obviously from a professional, because can't think of anybody else that would know this space better than you, how do they get started?
I feel like, so I align creating content together with the same concept as starting anything new, like starting to go to the gym after a long hiatus or never going at all. The first season of you recording yourself is going to feel awkward. You have to like do it a
You
lot.
adding the component that moms also are also very stressed with everything they're trying to manage. It's not like a teenager or someone in college, like, hey, look, I just got to get up, got to focus on myself. Like, you got to focus on real life, your children, your spouse, if you have a husband, like looking good. There's so many factors. I'm just throwing it out there because I feel like there's a component to being a mom and doing this.
There's a few things. One is just the notion of speaking into the camera. You have to practice. And like, I remember when I first started doing it, my videos, I would stop and then I was like, oh, that was weird. And I like, there's all this like extended footage of me being like, okay, no, let me try that again. Oh God, why did I say that? And blah, blah, blah. Like you go through all of those things, which eventually, like, obviously I edit all of it out, but like that would happen to me all the time. That's number one. Number two, talk about what you know, right? Because if you talk about what you know, it'll be that much easier versus really challenging yourself to try to talk about something that's super new to you. Like, no, talk about what you know. Number three, I would say, is try to make sure that whatever it is that you're doing is something that you feel is fun, right? Like, don't
fun gets it done.
Yes, something that is fun, that makes you excited, because that feeling will come through. Anything that you're feeling is going to come through. If you're feeling insecure, if you're feeling like, I don't really know, I'm not sure, but I think it's this, people will feel it or see it. And then the last part is like, don't take it so seriously, right? Like, done is better than perfect. And I think that is one through line that to this day, I'm kind of like, when I edit my videos, it takes me like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because I don't overthink it. I don't go into the details of like, I should have said that. No, I'm like, you know what? This is what it was. I captured a moment. I captured something, and I wanted to show people what it was.
How about the thought of it being eternal? Like being like, this is going to be up and it's going to exist in the internet and it's going to be out there forever. I think we have been not indoctrinated, but I think with that mental load of like, the sense of like, that's why people are afraid to go live, right? To do like,
live is different, but ultimately my opinion goes to thinking, if I was okay with it at the time and I didn't find anything wrong with it, then that was it. If at the time I was nervous about putting it out there, then you should have stopped yourself, you know? But if you really felt that you were okay with it at the time, then we have the right to evolve, change, and then that's a consequence of or a side effect of that. But like, if you thought it was okay, then why not?
The other day I sent Karen a DM of a video that we saw on Instagram, and she was a guest on the podcast. You did the interview. I wasn't here that day, but it was a sex reveal, and the mom's just crying when they find out she has 2 boys, and she was finding out the sex for her 3rd baby. And I think a lot of moms sometimes are either caught up with having one specific sex over the other because of whatever reasons. Like, let's say you have 4 girls and you really want a boy later, whatever. But she obviously starts crying the second that she they take off the blindfold. She sees that it's a boy, and she's just like crying, like very emotional. Then she went ahead and uploaded the video with a voiceover explaining why she was crying. And it was so heartfelt because he was like, hey.
She's been so good at this topic of like keeping it real. Like, she's killing it. She's so good.
Right, because you could sense that it's not like, though, because again, there's the other extreme when people are being so raw and so real, and it's like, it's too much. Like, I think it's very hard to find And again, it must be very hard for people who are being vulnerable and sharing these emotional moments, and like people being judgy or being like, I don't know about that. Like, do you really have to record yourself crying doing that? You know?
Yeah.
This was actually like a very genuine moment, and the fact that she took the time to explain, and not, I don't even think it was for the users or the followers. It was really for her future, her son in the future. Saying, when you look at this video, when you realize, like, I cry because I was relieved of this like trauma or this generational, connection that I had with my mom or whatever it was. I'm not doing justice to her explanation, a very emotional, beautiful explanation. But it's crazy how we're growing up in a generation where we are documented things for our children in the future.
This entire podcast,
that,
like,
I know,
years and years of us talking every week about our children is documented. Like, that, to me, this is like the most mind-blowing part about Motherish. The fact that Victoria will one day be able to hear, I mean, unless we completely delete it somehow, we hire scrubbers, but like,
and Ford.
yeah, like, I think that's crazy. Like, that's mind-blowing. And I've said this many times here, but like, I'm always so conscious of that whenever I speak to anything related to her, because I know that one day she will have the option to hear it. I mean, if she has the commitment level to sit and listen to 5 years of the podcast, then bless her.
I know, but if they only listen to this episode, I want them to know.
Like, this is the one we're going to
No, I always think about things that I want Ford to remember, right? There's so much stuff that so many conversations we had. I'm always like very conscious of things like, I want him to remember these things. I want you to remember, Ford, that I love being your mom.
Yeah.
More than anything in the whole entire world. It was been the biggest.
Oh my gosh, Pam, they could just listen to that Valentine's episode that you did. It would just kill me.
Yeah, which is the love letters to your children. But I think now, I they were younger, right? But I think now that time has passed, and especially in the season that Ford's 5 years old, I'm more obsessed than ever that I get to be his mom and I get to watch him grow and I get to help him, become the man that he's becoming. And it's been such a delight and such a fun adventure that I'm so grateful every single day. Like, I absolutely love being your mom. Like, I'm obsessed with you.
Yeah.
It's fun.
She cried.
I mean, I love him, but I love being his, you know what I mean? Like, it's two different
They're
things.
two
I feel
different
like
things.
I adore him, but I also love being that I get to be his mom.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Aw,
I know.
that's beautiful.
But I do take my hats off to all the moms who are out there, and like, again, like our friend Jessie, like, oh my God, I love her. I love her and her girls, and she's one of those who I think generally has it all, like her life and her kids and the girls and her husband. I love her. And I think I relate to that content because she's a good person. I feel like she's such a good soul that I love it. And but I do think it's important to highlight the fact that it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
That it doesn't happen like as effortlessly as they make it seem.
Right.
And that, it deserves the respect and the credit that they do, because it takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
even just getting
I remember
a girl dressed the same, like, for a
getting
photo
your
shoot.
child dressed. Now adding getting your children dressed the same. Yeah, no, you lost me. I can't do it. I know I can't do it. I mean, if I had 3 Victorias, I wouldn't be able to do it.
I just did a photo shoot with Ford for
What?
People magazine. No, they
Oh,
asked
okay,
me.
okay,
They're like,
okay.
hey, do you, can we do a Christmas shoot?
Yeah.
And I was like, I was very honest. So I get the, they send us like the call sheet and the time slots. And I see shooting 2 to 4. And I was like, listen, guys, Ford is 5. He has he needs to be what we say, like, game for it. Like, he needs to be part of the plan, because we can't trick him anymore. We can't convince him. Like, he has to be okay with us doing this. So they come to the house. They decorate the house for Christmas, like a few days before. So I told them, listen, Santa sent someone to come decorate the house. He wants to see what it looks like. So we need to take pictures to be able to send to Santa.
Oh my God.
So that we let them know.
This is so
we
elaborate.
Let him know that the house is ready. And he was like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
How'd you come up with this idea?
So he gets all dressed, the stylist comes, they dress him up for the shoot in like this cashmere sweater in Miami. So I was like, oh my God. So I tell the photographer, which is Kike, I was like, listen, Kike, like, as soon as he comes down, like, start shooting. Like, this is now, we have a very small window. This is not like these 2 hours all day. Like, it's not going to work with him, like, he was amazing. And he kept going, okay, You think Santa's gonna like he was like smiling but like questioning
He's
the
like,
whole
why
time.
is Santa putting me
No,
through
and then at
this?
some point, like I have a behind the scene video, he's like, we've done this a million times. Like, how many times do I have to do this? But they came, I think they're gonna come out great. And it was sweet. And again, I'm very grateful that I'm gonna have these going forward. But
Yeah.
our window of doing that is getting
Yeah.
slimmer and slimmer.
I mean, Victoria, I think if I had the option to do photo shoots with her, like
She's great though.
She would love it. The other day, this is crazy.
Good. I mean, I'm still not over the Halloween
No,
Victoria.
no, I have another one for you.
character.
I have another one for you. So the other day, I was working late in the afternoon, and I had already picked up Victoria from school, and I was like, "Hey, Mama, like part of being my own boss is that I have to work in different hours and like not normal schedule or whatever. So you got to come with me." And she goes, "Okay." I go, "You're gonna come to work with me, and you could do a little bit of homework or whatever, but we're gonna be there for a while." So my client was gonna do a live video on TikTok presenting like this new product, like a hair product. And, Victoria had already been at the salon with me for 2 hours more, maybe. She was really like, very patient, very like good. I brought snacks, I did all the things, but still, it was hard. And so he's getting ready to start the live, and my client, and then he like jokingly says to her, like, "Oh, you want to be in the live video?" And she goes, "Absolutely." And he was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, and he's like, "Well, if your mom says it's okay." And I'm like, "Mama, you want to be in the video?" She goes, "Yeah." Mind you, she had already seen the cameras, the lighting, like the whole setup. And she was like, "I want to be there." And so he has a talk with her, and he says, "Okay, so what we're going to do is blow dry your hair. Like, we're going to show your hair wet and then show your hair dry. And we're going to talk. I want your opinion about the blow dryer, because what I'm presenting to everybody is my blow dryer, and now it's for sale." And she's like, "Okay." And so the production people are like, "Is she going to know to not say anything bad and whatever?"
Right.
And I was like, I trust that she knows what's going on here.
Yeah.
Mind you, the live was in Spanish. So she comes on with the wet hair, and he's presenting her, and she's like, "Hola todos." Like, "Hola todos." And then mind you, no one told her what to say, whatever, nothing. She's like, "Hola todos." And so he's like, "Okay, ahora they're gonna go blow dry her hair, blah blah blah." And he goes, "Okay, but first I'd like to get your initial impression of the blow dryer." And she looks at it, she goes, "Me parece que va a funcionar muy bien y el color me encanta." Like, she's like, "I think it's going to be amazing, and I love the color." They blow dry her hair. She comes back, mind you, she comes back looking like a telenovela star. Like,
I love
straight hair, but the waves on the bottom and whatever. And so he goes, "Okay, she's back. Let's get your reaction." She goes, "Es perfecta porque no me quemó el cuero cabelludo." Like, she's like, "It didn't burn my hair," which is one of the selling points of the blow dryer. And everybody's looking at me like,
She's
"What
amazing.
is this child?" And I was like, "I don't know, guys. Like, it. And so, of course, then after it was done, my friend was like, my client was like, "Oh my God, like, she's a star. Like, she's got something." I go, "I know." He's like, "Why don't you put her in all these things?" I go, "No, because she's a child, and I just want her to be a kid. Eventually, if she wants to do this, like, that talent's not going to go anywhere." But it was so fun. She's like, "Me encantó, no me quemó el cuero cabelludo." And I'm like, "What? I didn't even know you knew that word." Like,
She's so funny.
She's really
great.
funny.
But his kids are funny. Oh, and I was recording Ford putting his letter and sent them. "Okay, what's your name? How old are you?" The first time he's like, FORD. He goes, "Wait, can we reset?" Like,
They're
made
growing
me
up
stop
in
and
this
like
time.
record him again. I'm
But
like,
yeah,
okay.
they're growing up in this notion of like, so my home videos, I was aware. I was also a ham, like Victoria. Oh, like, "Hi,
Yeah, so
whatever,
cute.
da da da, whatever." But it
I
wasn't.
love little Karen, by the way.
It was
I love
a
her.
lot.
Like, I want to play with her. Like,
But it wasn't that like I want to see me thing, It was like, let me see how I look, like whatever. It was more like, capture me in my free wild essence. Our generation of kids that we have now, they're much more aware that like they can see, let me take a look at what I think this is like. And I worry about that a little bit, because I'm like, man, the factor that is new in here is public opinion.
Yeah.
And we didn't have that before. There was no notion of public opinion. Like it was like
But this
public
goes
opinion.
with the topic today.
Yeah.
Like they're growing up to be performative
Yeah.
kids.
And I'm like, we didn't have that. I mean, the other day I was looking at pictures from like elementary school or whatever in the most like 90s era ever. And I didn't care. I look like such a dweeb. Such a dweeb.
Wow, I haven't heard that word in a long, long.
It's from a long, long, long time ago.
It was like the 6, 7 of our times.
But I'm looking at myself and I'm wearing like baggy pants. I have some plaid cutoff shirt. My hair's in a fat scrunchie, como una piña, like just looking crazy. But I thought it was so cool and I didn't care. And like now it's not the same. And I feel for them. Like, I feel for them. Also, I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. This is just what old people do. Like, we feel for the next generation. But it also makes me equally feel so nostalgic about how beautiful time that we lived as children, where the worst thing you had to deal with was, like, you know, your kids at school, your friends at school, whatever they would say in class. But, like, it would end there.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like it went on when you got home or online or whatever. Like, you would be just like, I don't care, whatever. You go home and that's it. Which was so nice.
Yes, of course.
You know? Anyway, the 90s and the 80s were great, guys.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And we just, again, I think that's why it's always how ironic it is that with all this technology, all we try to do is go back, right?
Yeah.
Like kind of go back and like trying to give the same essence of like childhood and innocence and like non-performance you know, mentality toward children. And it's, you know, that's why I love like going to the park, like riding bike, like going to the ocean, like anything that's like
keep you grounded,
simple and you know, fun.
Anyways, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
This was great.
Happy birthday again.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.